Let me try that again. Hello everybody, my name is Natalie, aka Britgirlgaming. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week is my final thoughts and final review of the video game Control from developers Remedy Games, published by 505 Games. And let me tell you, it was a bit of a journey with this game. It has let's focus on the good. It has an amazing setting with the old house, or the oldest house for the FBC, and I love like the fact that you can essentially destroy the entire environment. Like, you get a power where you can like grab objects and then throw them at enemies, which is fun to do. Yeah. And then later on through the game, through a side mission, which I really recommend getting, is actually no, it's not through a side mission, it's through the main mission actually. You get the levitate ability, which is really handy in the pickle. And then I just loved exploring the oldest house. I will admit I didn't do many side quests, but that was because I just didn't have the time. I just wanted to get through the game. I would like to eventually go back to this game and do the side quests and so on and so forth, and like play through it again. But there's a couple of reasons why I don't want to do that at the same time, which I will get onto in a bit. Another good thing about this game is the sound design. I absolutely loved the sound in this game. It was so good, from like the way you can tell if your enemies are nearby, or just like the general sound of the hiss is amazing. I love Jessie Faden as a character. I think she's really cool because you kind of originally, you don't know why she's at the FBC or how she got in during an internal lockdown, and then it's revealed after like 2 main missions that she's there to, spoiler alert if you haven't played Control, she's trying to track down her brother because he got taken by the FBC when they were younger, because they found what's known in the game as an object of power, which is like, it grants the person it bonds to special powers, and sometimes it's like their object of power that they found, the side graph picture machine thing. I can't remember exactly what it was called, considering I only finished the game last night. That's a bit bad, but side projector, that's it. They found the side projector, and it was kind of gateway, well, like with each one of the sides it was kind of like gateway to like different dimensions, and that's how you find out at the end of the game how the enemy, the hiss, got into the FBC, which I won't be mean and spoil that, but I will say you do eventually find Dylan, and my theory was proven correct that he's infected with the hiss, and then you cleanse him at the end of the game, and he, spoiler alert for that, but like, you cleanse him at the end of the game, but he goes into a coma, which is interesting because Jessie's like, something along those lines of, I don't know if he'll ever get better, but he'll try, or something like that. Which, like, even though she hasn't seen her brother in what, 10 years or so, maybe 20, I'm not sure how long ago this event in their hometown of, ironically called Ordinary, happened. So, because you can collect files on objects of power, and it normally tells you on the side like date of extraction, like date the FBC got a hold of it. With the slide projector, it's all redacted, so you don't know when this event happened. And another thing so yeah, and Jessie eventually becomes, at the end of the game, decides she is the director of the FBC. And can I just say, I love her director outfit. I love the way the hair's done and all of that. So yeah. Another thing I wanted to say, because I don't write this down, by the way. Combat in this game is so amazing, so fluid. It doesn't feel clunky at all. I love the abilities that I got, like the levitate, throwing stuff, seizing, think you can get that through a side quest, but I highly recommend getting the Sea's ability. It's so helpful when you're surrounded by enemies. You basically have to get them down to a like low health, and then you press square for PlayStation. I'm not sure if it's what button it is for Xbox or whatever, and it changes the enemy to your side, and that's really helpful when you're surrounded by enemies or you're in a bastard of a boss fight with Salvador. Oh, I hate that. That's for the not nice things I don't like about this game. Yeah. So that's it for what I like about this game. Now for the downsides and why I might not be playing this game ever again. Starters, the checkpointing, I will admit, is horrible in this game. So it's like I get the control points, I get like sending them back to that, but don't send me halfway across the map. Or don't send me like with Salvador. I kept dying because he's one of the hardest boss fights in the game. They kept sending me to my previous control point, which is the other side of the area that I need it to be. It's like, can't you just transport me to outside where the boss fight is? It's like, why? What's the logic behind that? And then also with cleansing the siphons, difficulty spike that was. It's like, oh my god, like, why? Why did you have to make that section so hard? And why did you have to make the checkpointing on that bit? It's like, you have, like, you cleanse 3 siphons on the ground, which is easy enough, but, like, it won't reset them. But then there's 3 other siphons that you need to cleanse. Let me tell you, they're pains in the arses. Cause you're just getting attacked by enemies on each platform, and that you have to like float up and up. It was like every time I died, even if I was on the second one or the third one, it'd reset and send me back to the beginning. It's like, can't you just save it after the siphon? Or at least give me a manual save option, because this game doesn't have a manual save option. And like every other game I've played, it doesn't have a manual save option, which is really, really annoying. It's like, I don't mind them auto-saving and that. As long as it's pretty good and doesn't send me back to like 3 minutes beforehand. Or 20 minutes beforehand, actually. So, yeah. As you can tell, I don't like the checkpointing in this game. Control, I will admit, I can understand now why it's one of the best games of 2019. And I think it won IGN's Game of the Year award. I can't remember if it won the Game or Game of the Year award. So, I understand why it's won them, because it's a fantastic story, fantastic environment. It's just got checkpointing. It's got really bad checkpointing, which is like, why? You're such a good game. But why? And then next one is difficulty spikes. This game has some horrendous difficulty spikes. Like Salvador boss fight, which was really, really hard. I had to look at, I think it was Eurogamer. They did a pretty good guide for this fight. I had to look up the guide for that. That was like my saviour through like difficulty spikes and solving puzzles in this game. I really recommend. If you're playing Control, look at the Eurogamer guide, except for one section which I'll get on because it wasn't that great of a bit. The cleansing the siphons. Bear in mind this all happens like relatively in the back end of the game, but like, why? I understand the game's meant to get progressively harder, but don't shoot it up and then shoot it back down again. Yeah, and then cleansing the siphons. What the hell of a difficulty fight? Not like checkpointing in that fight is horrendous. And then the fact that you have to still fight the waves of enemies. That's also horrendous, because one platform you get 2 warped enemies, or the ones that like grab pieces of the environment and makes it swirl around them. I think they're warped. You get them, you get a ton of rocket launcher, demolition experts, that's it. a couple of troopers and stuff like that. It's like, why? I still had a good guide. The Eurogamer one, I will admit, for that section wasn't that great. I don't think it's the fault of the guide writer or anything, but I ended up looking at why is guns in the siphon so hard. And then it came up with a guide from IGM for this section, which I really recommend because it gave me a really good tactic for the third and final siphon, which was stay on the platform with the second and shoot from a distance, which I did, and I only needed to go on there towards the end, like one final enemy. I know we were just like at an awkward spot, so I had to go over there. That was good. The bit towards Dylan that had like towards the end was like a bit of a difficulty spike, but there's like 6 pillars standing up, so I just bounced between them, shooting at my enemies from down below, and like dropping down when I needed help and so on and so forth. So yeah, but overall, if you can get through the bad checkpoint and that, this game's really good. And I did get through the bad checkpoint, and eventually it's just a little bugbear on the game. So like, if they sorted that out and made it slightly better, I would like give this game a full 5 stars, but I have to give this 4 because the checkpointing just lets it down so much. And also, this was my first Remedy game, and I will say I'm really impressed. I know Alan Wake, one of their previous games, is meant to be really good, but has on Xbox. I don't have Xbox. My brother has an Xbox, so I don't know if he'll let me play it. That's why I might be getting the Series X or whatever Xbox calls their next console, or box or whatever they're doing. I don't understand it half the time. I really want to play. One of my games to play is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and the sequel for that is going to be Xbox exclusive because the studio is owned by Microsoft, and they've already released the Hellblade. Yeah, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is the actual game. I think the second game's Senua's Saga. Yeah, they've released that on PlayStation, so okay. Over that, I'm gonna have to strong on my brother into letting me play it on his Xbox or whatever. That's if he gets the next Xbox. Anyway, my next game is gonna be Death Stranding because I stupidly said I'll write a paper on it for my introduction to visual culture class without ever actually having played the game. So I ordered that this morning. That should be arriving at my actual house, not here, my student flat, by Friday evening or Saturday morning or whatever, whenever it comes. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it. It is meant to be a really good game. I know it's got a lot of mixed reviews, which is like, it's one of those cases of you gotta play the game yourself, like make up your own views, because I know Death Stranding, when it came out, it was very divisive, so that's kind of made me a bit cautious of the game. But I do remember I got to go see a demo at London Comic Con, MCM London Comic Con in October with a friend, and it was a really good demo. I really enjoyed it. It was just one of those ones you queued outside for. And I got a t-shirt as well, which I was really happy about. I got a t-shirt. The day before, I saw a Cyberpunk 2077 demo, which was fantastic. I can't wait for the game now. September can't come soon enough. That's it for this video. I hope to see you all again soon. So bye bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Britgirlgaming. Bye.